If you're in the market for a crossover SUV, but you're looking for something on the smaller side, like a subcompact, then check out the EcoSport. Hi, this is Joe from Way Scarff Ford. Today we're talking about this 2020 Ford EcoSport Titanium. Let's dive in. A cool product. It's a subcompact crossover, so it's even smaller than the compact Escape. So maneuvering, parking, driving around an urban and city environment, this thing is perfect. It's easy to park due to its small size. You can slice through traffic. It's peppy. It's fun to drive. It's also very practical, and with the titanium trim level, it's on almost like a little luxury crossover. Unfortunately, Ford discontinued the EcoSport. It sold just fine, but small vehicles like this are not very profitable, and we've seen it across the board from many of America's auto manufacturers moving away from small cars and small SUVs and focusing on the bigger, more profitable stuff that we see out there. You know, when you have a business, you have to be profitable. But luckily for you, if you're looking for a subcompact crossover, we have a nice pre-owned example. Maybe you're watching this video in the future on YouTube just for information. Maybe you're watching it and this one's still available. Check our website, Way Scarff Ford, for current availability and pricing. So the titanium trim level is one of the range-topping trim levels on the EcoSport. You have this nice leather interior. It's perforated. We have this nice contrast stitching. We have a moonroof as well. We have heated front seats, heated steering wheel, power driver's seat. This has a Sync 3 infotainment system. We have a large touchscreen. It's Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatible. We have a parking camera, keyless ignition with push button start. Nice leather up steering wheel, feels great in your hands. This one has 66,409 miles at the time of making this video, about average miles for a vehicle that's 5 years old. Most people average 10, 12, 15,000 miles a year. This particular example is front wheel drive. All wheel drive is available. Why would you prefer front wheel drive over all wheel drive? Well, for one, a front wheel drive one's going to be comparably less expensive than an all wheel drive one, maybe by a couple $1,000s. Without the drag of an all wheel drive system, you also get slightly better fuel efficiency, maybe 1 or 2 miles per gallon compared to a all wheel drive version. And also maintenance. When you have an all wheel drive system, you have to service it. So that's added cost of ownership. And right now, you know, living in the Pacific Northwest, the greater Puget Sound area, we get plenty of rain, but it's actually been a couple of years since we've had any sizable lowland snow. So if you pretty much just drive around the greater Puget Sound area, you probably don't need all-wheel drive unless you live on a hill or have a driveway that ices up. But for a lot of people, it's just fine. You have front-wheel drive, you have a traction control system. It's fine for driving in wet, slippery conditions. Obviously, if you drive over snowy winter passes and ski and stuff like that, then maybe you'd want to look at an all-wheel drive version. This also features a great sound system, Bang & Olufsen sound system, so if you like music, this delivers. Has a nice appearance about it. The titanium also has a nice upgraded wheel and tire package, nice front end styling, kind of follows that same design theme we see throughout Ford, very similar to the Ford Focus it actually is based off of. It's kind of like a crossover version of the Ford Focus hatchback. For an engine, we have a 1-liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine. It makes about 126 horsepower. Very small vehicle. You're not going to win any races, but plenty of power for merging, passing people on the highway. Nice spacious accommodations in the front, and surprisingly, even though it's a subcompact, space is not too bad in the back. I'm 6'2". There's plenty of adjustability in these front seats, and look at this. I got plenty of space back here. I mean, it's not like a limousine, but my knees aren't hitting the back of that front seat. My head is just barely hitting the top of the ceiling. It's more like my hair. But hey, I'm 6'2", so for kids and, you know, smaller people, they'll be just fine back here. I'm not too bad. I wouldn't want to spend hours back here, but for shorter commutes, it's perfectly fine. On the EcoSport, the tailgate opens sideways. It doesn't open up. So for some people, it's a little bit easier opening and closing it, especially people shorter in stature. You have a decent amount of cargo space back here, but you can also fold down those rear seats for even more cargo space, like turning it into like a little cargo van. Well, there you have it, a very nice example of a 2020 EcoSport, great condition, and who better to buy a pre-owned Ford from than a Ford retailer like us. Our techs work on these vehicles all the time and are very familiar with them. And unfortunately, since they discontinued them, they're increasingly becoming harder and harder to find, but luckily we have this nice pre-owned example. Thanks for watching and have a great day.